Hello and welcome new UCR graduate students. My name is Aaron Parks. I'm a licensed staff psychologist at UCR's Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS for short. And I'm here today with one of our CAPS administrative assistants at the front desk, Sydney Aguirre, and Sarah Gahn. She's our CAPS outreach coordinator. And today we're going to talk about some resources for you as you begin your journey as grad students. And we're aware that even though you successfully navigated your undergraduate experience, given the additional pressures and rigors of graduate programs, we want to ensure that you are aware of the support you have and that's available to you. So first, what does CAPS do? Well, we provide confidential talk therapy by a variety of mental health professionals, licensed clinical psychologists, licensed marriage and family therapists, licensed clinical social workers, and supervised doctoral interns provide the services. We see clients individually, in groups, in couples, as long as both are UCR students. It will start with initial intake assessment, and that's important because that's at the beginning of your treatment. That's going to guide and plan your treatment, and it'll also provide some options for potential referrals so that you can further address your needs. We also provide consultations by phone to students that are in distress, also for students who may be concerned with another student, and for TAs, faculty, staff, or even family members in order to discuss when a student seems to be in distress, while always maintaining confidentiality, of course. Now, if you're appropriate for treatment, we'll provide referrals for off-campus or long-term treatment, but also for specialty care because we might not be able to address every person's unique needs. We'll also provide referrals for psychiatric medication, either on or off campus. I'd like to highlight and emphasize that students do not need insurance to access CAPS services. These services have already been paid for by your tuition and fees so that they're available to all registered students. Please check out our website for many more resources and also follow us on social media. Now let's turn to demystifying mental health, or just talk about some of the stigma behind mental health services. And because there's a lot of common misconceptions about mental health and help seeking. So one misconception is that counseling is only for those who are mentally unstable or there's something wrong with them. Now, about 50% of people in the US will be diagnosed with a mental health condition at some point in their lives. And really everyone struggles at different times, depending on the situation. Sometimes it's helpful to seek support when struggling to help manage difficult feelings and situations, and also just to maintain or enhance your achievement as a graduate student. Now, as new graduate students, you're going through a big transition. You're usually taking on more than you ever have, and it's not uncommon to feel overwhelmed. And many believe that seeking help in general or just utilizing counseling is indicative of a flaw in your character or might go against cultural beliefs or spiritual beliefs. Reaching out can be one of the hardest things to do, especially when you're struggling. Now, because there's so much stigma around help seeking, let's talk about the reality. In actuality, many groups that have these similar kind of beliefs actually seek help at CAPS. And we actually see students from every ethnicity, culture, and gender on campus. Sometimes there's the expectation that when you come in for CAPS, you'll get an appointment immediately or same day. But in reality, you will not be able to be seen, typically not be seen, be able to be seen. Let me start over on that one.
Yeah,
okay,
I was like, pause for a second, because that's not what we're going for.
Yeah, no.
It's
getting into, I should just say, I just say getting, I'm just gonna go right to the point of it, which is immediately alleviate problems.
Yeah, the challenge is they think the faster they get in, it's gonna alleviate their problems immediately. Like,
right.
That's what we're trying to get at, so, okay.
Because that kind of led me down a little bit of a road that I didn't want to go, okay. Let me just, okay. Now there's often the expectation that problems are going to be immediately alleviated after coming in. But in reality, change takes time. CAPS is here to help guide graduate students on their journey, leading to where they want to be. But nothing happens overnight, and we certainly don't have all the answers. Going through the therapeutic process will hopefully help with managing the stresses that you have. But more importantly, it's going to help build skills that you can use over your lifetime, even after graduating. Now, we sometimes hear concerns that CAPS clinicians don't represent the diversity of the campus community. Well, our team comes from all sorts of backgrounds and experiences, and we share the high value of supporting diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We at CAPS value every member of our team, and we celebrate our uniqueness. Every one of us is here to support our UCR graduate students and the campus community as a whole. Another comment we typically hear is that it might take too long to get an appointment. Well, over the last few years, we've increased our staffing by 1/3. Now, we're still busy, but we've made great strides in reducing wait times. Currently, in the COVID-19 era, our wait times for initial assessments have actually decreased, and oftentimes we're able to see students very quickly within a few days of folks contacting us. And of course, that'll change throughout the year as the demand goes up and down. But we're diligent in creating a space where students can feel that they can access services quickly. We're told sometimes that graduate students are reluctant to seek services at CAPS, and it's for a variety of reasons, things that people say. But one of the things that graduate students will sometimes say is that they're fearful of seeing students that are in their TA sections. Well, currently, given that we provide services through teleconferencing, that's not an issue. However, even when receiving services in person, we've tried to reserve slots at the end of the day, especially for graduate students. There may be a concern about seeing undergraduates while you're seeking treatment, but historically, that's not been a significant barrier to treatment. In fact, graduate students are more likely to seek services than undergraduate students. And also, as I mentioned previously, we've had the benefit of creating a robust online therapy option at CAPS, which will benefit those graduate students who are concerned with anonymity. During the COVID-19 era, our team has had to work quickly to ensure that students have had the support that they need and able to access our services in a safe and effective manner via online therapy. So what students can do right now is they call our main line, 951-827-5531, select option 2, and then leave a message to schedule an appointment. One of our admin support members will call you back, typically within 30 minutes, but often it's within minutes to schedule an appointment. We realize that this is working well, but it might not be ideal. So we're in the process of updating our system to allow for direct phone contact, and we hope that will be in place by the fall quarter. Urgent services are available by calling, again, our main number, then select option 1, and then you will be transferred to a licensed clinician, and that's available 24/7 for any kind of urgent consultation that you might need. Confidentiality. This is a big topic, so let's discuss this a little bit. CAPS is a confidential office. If you want us to share any information about the services that you receive, for example, you want to give information to a professor or a family member or a partner, you can sign what's called a release of information authorization form. Now that's going to allow us to provide any information to them that you think is necessary. It's important to know that you have a safe place that you can come and discuss anything with your therapist that you need to without any fear that someone else is finding out. This will in no way be included in your academic record. These are medical records, and so confidentiality is primary.
Hello, I'm Sydney Aguirre, Administrative Assistant here at CAPS, and I want to go into a little more detail about what to do when you find yourself or another student in a crisis. In times that it is clear there is an imminent danger to the student or someone else, please call 911 or campus police for emergency services. If you need a consultation that is not an emergency, please feel free to call CAPS during normal business hours to leave a message, and a trained professional will get back to you as soon as possible. If you need to speak to a crisis counselor right away and cannot wait for a call back, but there is no immediate threat of harm, you can call our main line and select option 1 to speak to a crisis counselor. Things that you may want to consult about may be noticing the student is having a hard time getting up and ready several days in a row, impacting their academics and social or family life, recent loss of a loved one or a traumatic event, or they are posting and saying things that are of concern. Currently, CAPS clinicians are licensed only to practice in California. As we know, some graduate students are out of state and even out of the country. We want to be sure you have information on how to access services if you are in that situation. With UCG-SHIP insurance, you can access both out of the country and out of state therapy and psychiatry through the Blue Cross Blue Shield Global Care Program, which is linked on this presentation and available on our website. Note, UC Office of the President has been lobbying on our behalf to allow for UC practitioners to practice outside of California in support of our campus community. We are hopeful that this will be allowed and will keep you apprised via our website on that status. Of course, we will always assist with referrals and making connections for any existing clients we could no longer support due to these restrictions in practice. We have also included a few international crisis hotlines in hopes that it might be helpful too. Here are a few more local and national resources that are also available on our website for help related to suicidal thoughts, LGBTQ hotlines, trans hotlines, and a California warm line. We also have a whole host of other resources on our Resources for Self-Help and Making Connections button located on our CAPS homepage. Warm lines are very useful for those who are not in crisis but just want to speak to a peer about anything they may be going through or seeking support for. It is a great resource if they need an anonymous outlet and may also be a good referral. Sorry, I'm going to redo that. It is a great resource if they need an anonymous outlet and may also be a good referral source when you are working with undergraduate students. Be sure to visit our website at counseling.ucr.edu for much more information. We have some great additional resources available on our website that looks at how to help. We have some great additional resources available on our website that look at how to help and respond to students who may be in distress or needing support. Promoting Student Mental Health is a detailed guide that even speaks to cultural aspects of supporting student mental health and tips for the classroom. The red folder is a brief guide with basic decision. Oh, this is. Promoting Student Mental Health is a detailed guide that even speaks to cultural aspects of supporting student mental health and tips for the classroom. The red folder is a brief guide with basic. Promoting Student Mental Health is a detailed guide that even speaks to cultural aspects of supporting student mental health and tips for the classroom. The red folder is a brief guide with a basic decision tree and a critical resource. These have good information to support you, your peers, or even as you may be TAs in the future, your students. These are available to download or review on our website. We hope you are feeling more confident about the mental health services available at CAPS and how to access those resources. We hope that your graduate school journey will be a successful one here at UCR, and we look forward to serving you through your grad school experience.